Good morning again. Thanks for everybody being on here once again. I'll start real quick and then take any questions. I'll start by just saying, hey, I could not be more proud of our football team, the program, the staff, all those that serve it, to go on the road into a great environment for college football and certainly for a great Sun Belt game and play on Texas State's homecoming in a great environment. I thought it was a wonderful environment to play in, and I thought it was one that our guys really enjoyed playing in. The personality of a team is developed throughout an entire year, starting in January, but then there's certainly different chapters of it throughout a season as you go through what is a very difficult thing to navigate as a player and coaches. And for us, it's certainly enough time in a year to be through 6 games now to certainly see who we are as a football team this season, which is a tough, physical, resilient football team that is connected to each other, ready to serve each other in every way they can, and certainly can handle adversity. And I'm very proud of our football team for those things. I wish we would make it easier at times, and we're going to work this week to maybe make it a little easier. But with that being said, the team, all phases, our specialists are playing at a remarkable level, from long snapper Colton Walls to Patty to Scott Taylor Renfro to Crenshaw. And our special teams phases have taken a massive jump, and those guys were at their best when their best was required, between 2 huge kicks to a massive steal possession kick out of the second half, and then certainly a squib kick at the end of the game that buried them deep in as well. So many things, and of course Crenshaw has continued to be wonderful. Offensively, we took a massive step in efficiencies. We could not find ways to run the football, but we found a way to throw it. And then defensively, although we struggled in the first quarter, I thought we found a way to continue to throw out that word, be resilient, be at our best when our best was required, and find a way to finish the football game. So very proud of the team. And then the last piece I would mention is the effort made by our offensive line, the guys that started the game and only one to finish the game, and the backup players that came in and knew what to do is a testament to them and being prepared. It's a testament to Caleb Carbine, our offensive line coach, and helping them be prepared and finish that football game with the people we did. Deserves and demands a lot of respect for them. But then you go to a guy like DJ Epps, who had a career night, and our man Puck, who scored his first touchdown, and Trey Swartz, Jackson Worley, catching touchdowns at tight end, and Jordan Stringer, a team captain, who led our defense and did a fine job getting around the football and tackles. So much individual, but it all goes to team glory first, and individual success follows. But I'm proud to see our personality starting to take shape and who we are. And you're judged weekly, as I've said about every week to you all. And so we will get judgment again this Saturday. My job is to make sure we put the same things on display and do it better. With that, I'll take questions. Thank you.
Greg?
Hey, Coach, can you just talk a little bit more about the way the confidence of the team has developed? I mean, you've come back from 2 scores down in the fourth quarter twice in 3 games now. I mean, just how has that developed as the season's gone along?
Well, I think, I think the credit goes to the players and our staff who've prepared these guys and show a type of resilience to not panic in tough times. Something I want to make sure and show our football team today is I went back and looked at the TV copy of our game. I always do, and you see what we call PAT between the first and second quarter of our team, which stands for praise a teammate. And if you look at the TV copy and you see the way we interacted down 28-7, it tells you probably the reason as to why we're able to absorb some of this, Craig. Like, I think that we have great team leadership. We have a staff that's connected and cares for each other. These guys won't quit because it's not an option because they care too much about each other. And I think when you put that on display and you have success with it, that begins to build momentum, and I think that's what has happened for us.
And ULM, what concerns you personnel-wise, what they do schematically, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think, Coach Vincent has built that thing with similar things that we have built our program on and what programs are about. They're a tough physical football team that's going to run the football right down at you and control time possession, but also have the capabilities of throwing the football and being explosive. So that is the concern, the brand of football, the same way on defense. it's the same way that they came in here and beat us on our home field and got after us physically and beat us up, quite frankly. They play a good brand of football in all three phases. They're well led. And again, it's the reason they beat us the way they did last year. That's my concern.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the offensive line a little bit there. I think you guys were down to the third guy at right tackle and obviously second guy at center. Can you just talk about the overall health of that group and also just your thoughts on just the way those guys that came off the bench played?
Yeah, this is and I hope you already know this. I'll give you an honest answer. We still don't know yet. It's way too early in the week. That's where it is. So we've got a bunch of question marks still yet to prepare for the week. To what they did during the game, I'm just, again, I think the expectation is that every position on our team prepare as if you would have to go in the game. A next man up mentality. There's guys that I hope imagined if I go in the game, this is what I must do and this is how I'll have to play instead of being surprised. Those guys didn't flinch. Tyler Cappy came in and played every snap besides the first one as our center, just as he had to do against Iowa last year. And other guys had to appear. You saw new players appear and have to play maybe much more than what they thought they would. But if anything, it's a reminder to this team, you better be prepared to play in roles because you don't know when your number's going to get called. So for them to have done it to the level they could have, we were not perfect by any means, but I thought they played extremely hard and battled their tails off and found a way, and very proud of that group.
Coach, first off, do you wear one of those Whoop bands or Aura rings or anything that tracks your heart rate during these games?
Hey, Davis, this is a path to better. All right, what hadn't been a head coach before I got here. Someone out there the first game and wore my watch and started to get alarms on my watch in game one. I'm like, all right, don't wear the watch. So to answer your question, I take everything off and shut off life and try to put myself in a position where I can manage my emotions so I don't affect those around me. So there's that answer.
It seems like you guys have passed the adversity test. How do you guys start faster in these games now?
Yeah, it's a great point. Like, I think you're tested on that weekly. That's real. We've got to keep passing that test. But I think that's the next step for us as a program and this week and moving forward. We got to be better sooner. We can't – we don't – it's not okay just to say, hey, we can come back and win games. We need to be at our best sooner. We really do. Like, that's going to be my message to our football team, among others, is we've got to be at our best sooner. We've got to play better earlier in the football game in all phases and not make this as hard because it's already hard enough.
Hey, Coach, DJ Epps, can you hear me?
You're good. This is a good sign. Path to better.
Working, yay. So DJ Epps is a guy that's stuck around this program for a while, hasn't really played much till this year. Yet at the end of the game, he's making all the big catches. What's got him to this point?
Well, I think, here's what I'll say. How do you play better? You prepare and practice better. And this has been a constant step for him, or progression, if you will, of where now his teammates would not be surprised by what happened. He has been steady. He's been productive. He has practiced well. He has played hurt. He's done all the things that it takes to become a good player, and the first way is through practice. And he's had a great spring, which allowed us to reward him of what he earned, which is to be put on scholarship. He's earned the respect of his teammates, become a great special teams player, and now he's been pushed to the forefront of playing and being spotlighted as being a starter on this football team. I think that's the way it is. This thing is a bumpy road to where you got to get to, and in many worlds of college football, sometimes you see players or people discuss players that are not willing to go through the process of what it takes to becoming a good player. In some ways, our world pushes against you sticking it out, getting better and improving and learning what that means to go through it, to see it on the other side. And Epps has done that, and now he's receiving some of the rewards of seeing that process through. And now he has to return to that same process and repeat that excellence, and that's even a bigger challenge. But I'm happy for him, and that's why he's gotten where he is.
Tucker probably plays his best running the ball and things like that. Obviously, the running game not there last week. did you ever see that kind of passing game coming from him, and just your overall thoughts on the way he played?
I'll again, honestly, I wouldn't have thought that we would be in a good place for us to have to throw for over 400 yards. I also think it's a wonderful sign that our staff, our quarterback, and the players around him did what was required to get the job done that night. So I would say that I'm not going to be a bit surprised of what we accomplished through Tuck anymore, because of how he's built. I was surprised at the number. I didn't think we'd have to play that way. But I'm not surprised by him and his capabilities because, again, Josh, he has built himself on a process that can handle success and failure. And it doesn't go through this wave of where do I find myself, and it's only connected to success. He's able to handle failure now and go through the process of what it takes to be a good player on Saturdays, which is preparation. And that's a testament to him. And that's what he's going to have to continue to do to repeat itself. And I think relying on a process is way easier to do rather than the emotions that can get you in a wrong place, and before you know it, you forget what it takes to be a good player.